Yo, Rocks D, Xebec, Xebec, wherever Beck it is.
Woo!
Damn.
Welcome back to Conqueror's Haki Corner. We are talking today.
Yes.
This was an incredible chapter.
D's in the house.
Nah, there's levels to D's. Oh, I'm saying Goku. Yeah, there's a lot of D's that have made impact in this. No! That's an understatement. Yeah. That is an understatement. You're talking about Rocks D, Xebec. I'm going to stick with Xebec because that's my interpretation of it. But he ran a crew with Whitebeard under him, Kaido, and Big Mom. There's levels to Rocks. Nah, you're a different kind of guy.
Trust me, if you haven't already, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and leave a like. But let's get into this.
Ooh.
I mean, there was a lot revealed in this chapter.
Definitely.
Some really big things, including the Rocks Pirates. We finally found out about who they are, who it consisted of, and bounties were thrown out.
Bounties were thrown out. But I'm going to start off with the Rocks Pirates because this is the most craziest information that we've got since a very long time,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And this is what I love about Oda. When he throws you history, he gives you history.
No doubt.
When Fujitora is trying to educate the Marines, he's educating me. I'm saying I'm listening intently. So I'm thinking, wow, veterans saw some different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the world government is still disgusting because guess what? They wipe out history as and when they choose. They will decide what is allowed to be spoken about. They'll decide what information is allowed to be there. Which is why I can see why Big News Morgans was like, you don't run me, I run you. I lie when I lie. You don't tell me when to lie. But that being said, Rocks D Xebec, his ambition, a lot more bigger than anyone else's.
Oh yeah.
King of the world.
That's a big statement to make.
Crazy.
I mean, he was pursuing enough. I mean, as Vimal brought up something quite interesting earlier. Obviously, in the translations, we get something different. Some translations will say King of the Pirates. King of the World is a whole different ballgame.
No, I don't believe that translation is correct. For me, the King of the Pirates, the term wasn't really created until after Roger took over. When Roger conquered the seas, they dubbed him King of the Pirates. So they would declare him to be who he was supposed to be. Effectively, that term wasn't recognized. What Rocks was trying to do was trying to take over the world. And very intellectually, he studied.
Yeah.
Well known, and I know for a fact he must have went to Ohara. The Tree of Knowledge. He went to the Ohara Tree and he went to the island to learn. He learned about the taboo subjects. He travelled around. What his destruction left in his path was a different perspective. But that being said, he still wanted to understand the taboos of the world.
Yeah.
Whether it was for right or wrong, it was his intentions to do so. Now, he had a lot of young crew members that have made a big impact in our One Piece world today and are very well renowned. Sugiyoku says it, and he says it very clearly. Don't get it wrong. 38 years ago, forgive me if the years are a bit wrong, they were a lot stronger now.
Yeah.
A lot stronger. Gear has played into them part well. They're not as weak as they may have been as rookies back then, if that's what you really want to call them.
We're talking something like each of these Yonko now at a level of what Rocks D Xebec was at, and now they've got their underlings.
There you go.
It's just like duplicating it 4 times, you know.
And to be honest, when you say level, we don't even know if they're at his level yet. His level, I can't fathom his level at the moment. It's a point where you're thinking, in a great moment when I saw this, our hero Garp the hero, fought against this crew alongside his best buddy, his bro, Gol D Roger.
Which was big news that Sengoku was delivering to the Marines because this is the first time they'd heard this.
Allied with a pirate to take care of these Rocks Pirates. Now, God Valley. Why are these celestial scum dragons on God Valley? With slaves, as they are. What's the purpose of them being there?
What took the Rocks to God Valley?
Why is it named God Valley? Now, is it, and I'm going to be a reach here, is it because they're interpreting because the celestial dragons think they're a god, that's why they've named the island God Valley, so it's something of value to them? Or was it circumstantial that they were there at the same time?
Yeah.
But either way, apparently the island is now wiped out. Apparently. That being said, what was there so valuable for it to be wiped out?
Well, actually, it says it's not on the map.
So the government have hidden it?
Yeah. Not on the map, But what is actually in that space? I mean,
So uncharted territories, so to seem, because they've now destroyed all the maps that have it existing. So now it doesn't exist on any new maps. If someone does come along, find it, it's a newfound island. But there must be something there for them to
indeed.
have. What was left? Crazy. Crazy stuff, man. I want to say something as well. Do our research. We do our due diligence. Shout out to Serge.
No doubt.
Xebec. Rox D. Xebec. Mr. Blackbeard himself. He named his ship after this captain's surname. He named his ship with the name of Xebec in it. Blackbeard's a very interesting character.
Very.
He does his research. I don't know how much of it in terms of taboo subjects, etc., but he studied the devil fruit to the level where he wanted to find a devil fruit fit for his purpose. And he took the book to that level of, I know what I'm looking for. I know every single devil fruit there is in this existence. I know exactly what I want. So him doing an honor to Roxy Xebec by naming his ship after him means that he understands as a historian that who Xebec was. He's an old man. I don't know how old Blackbeard is, but I know he's old enough to have learned about Xebec at one stage, or maybe have even encountered him being on a certain island. But it's hard to tell because we don't know the real history, which may have been led to him joining the Whitebeard Pirates at one point, because he's one of the oldest crew members of the Whitebeard Pirates. He never took the title of being a captain at any point of any of the ships because he didn't want the glory of being under Whitebeard at that level. He just wanted to disguise himself as being a part of them until he could get to his goal. But that being said, he's more sly. What connection does he really have with Roxy Xebec, and how much of an influence was Roxy's teachings to him, if any?
I've got a crazy one to throw in here. This is a massive reach, like a proper reach.
Reach!
Now, the previous Pirate King's child was hidden for quite a while, which was Ace.
Okay.
Is there a possibility that Blackbeard, I mean his name's different, Marshall D. Cheech.
But so was Portcullis the Ace. Jesus.
Do you think maybe there's a connection there between father, son, carrying on legacy? That's a massive reach there, it just came into my head.
But a question nonetheless. A question nonetheless.
Because he seems to be doing the same things that Rox was doing. He's taking
so he seems. We don't know too much.
Yeah. Now we don't know what his true goal is, but he seems to be taking some of the same steps. He's forming a mastermind crew, making sure they have specific devil fruits. Like what is he trying to achieve ultimately?
Yeah. What is he trying to be the Pirate King?
Is he trying to be king of the world?
Two different things. Two very, very different things.
Yeah.
One thing I did come across, and I just want to throw out there, and I don't know if you guys remember, it was in reference to, and I read this, Stelly reference, the empty throne. Stelly is Sabo's brother, adopted brother, to being whoever sits on that empty throne becomes the king of the world. As subjective as that is, does that play any part to Rox's intention to take over and eventually enter marriage with to take over? And as a D, his main right to oppose celestial dragons was always going to be there.
Yeah.
Because the Ds have always been and will never stop opposing the celestial dragons. They even said the same thing to Garp. Garp did not want to be subject to being underneath the celestial dragons directly, which is why he refused to become an admiral. That's the D in that guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's his duty as a marine was there to protect them. That's a given. He did what he had to do as a job, but his moral compass was never going to allow him to do that. Why am I going to become your slave? Do I look like your puppet? And he said no. And the reason they didn't discard him is because of his attributes and his level of what he's contributed to society as a hero.
Which could give good reason as to why Roger joined him in that battle.
Because of how good of a person he was, and Roger's a D. But that being said, his intentions were just to turn the world upside down, live a good free life. But you get along with people when you have similar understandings of similar grounds of common ground, where you say you're all right. Kobe and Luffy and Smoker, we're cool.
Yeah.
I'll fight you every now and again because we need to, because we're on opposite sides. But I like you.
Even so, Fujitora Luffy.
I like you, but we've got to do what we have to do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you're a good person. I don't mind you. I've got nothing against you. But you're a marine, I'm a pirate. Cops and robbers, just the game we're in.
Yeah.
Simple as.
I mean, Rox was trying to take over the world. We don't exactly know why he was, but Roger could have looked at that and said, I don't like the way what you're doing. That affects my family with what you're trying to do.
Why was he against him? What was Roger's ambition comparative to Rox's?
Yeah.
Why was he against someone like him? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Bounties.
Bounties.
Oh my days. Have you got the balls to go after these bounties? How much are these berries worth to you? That is crazy. I'm gonna run through the numbers.
Let's go through the exact figures here.
Alright, we've got the current ruler of the Pirate Islands, Beehive. His influence is constantly expanding and he's slowly overtaking Whitebeard as a force to be reckoned with. The Admiral of the Blackbeard Pirates, Marshal D. Teach, bounty 2,247,600,000 berries.
So we're talking double category here for
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
You're right. Next emperor. He was first recognized as an emperor 6 years ago. I know OP was kind of crazy, right? And our timeline of where we live as in our world and OP is two different things. 6 years ago is not a long time, like realistically. So Shanks is a very, very new Yonko, if you want to put it in that perspective. So it's kind of crazy. So when Garp mentioned it to Luffy when he first saw him on Water 7, oh, you know he's a Yonko, right? He said it nonchalantly, but I think that may have been the case because he only recently became one after a couple of years, because that was a couple of years ago, 2 to 3. So 3 years prior, he was only introduced as one.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh then.
It's kind of fresh. If you really look at it like that, though. His subordinates trust him greatly. His executives are all big names: Beckman, Rue, and Yasop. And they all boast in high bounties across the board. They are well balanced and an impregnable crew. The captain of the Red Hair Pirates, Red Hair Shanks, 4,048,900,000 berries.
So now we're talking double Blackbeard.
Crazy. And we have the natural born disaster, who is said to have wiped out a village on the island of giants, Elbaf, when she was a mere child. Refusing to trust anyone other than her own bloodline, she founded the country of Totoland, ruling over it with her 85 children. She is the kingdom of the sweets, queen of the kingdom of the sweet, the captain of the big mom pirates, Charlotte Linlin. 4,388,000,000 berry.
Berry. So we're talking
clean.
So her and Big Mom and Shanks are
Relatively
around the same figure.
Relatively same.
Yeah.
This is like the boxing announcements.
Yeah.
Announcing all the accolades.
But what we do need to remember is that I'm not too sure how long ago these new ones were calculated, or if these are old ones.
No. See, I think these are developed as and when anything changes in the climate of if they do anything impactful. However, it's all progressive to whether they do anything to impact the government at any point. But they could have been stagnant for a long time. Blackbeard's the only one that's doing really more and more things to make himself become more of an issue in terms of hurting individuals or civilians or areas where we've got to keep raising it, etc., etc. But always remember, it's not always subject to how powerful you are.
Yeah.
I.e. buggy.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it as we know how destructive they are as individuals as well. And last but not least is this man. Although he was only an apprentice when he was with the Rocks Pirates, he was able to rally many infamous pirates to his banner thanks to his sheer strength, and became an emperor in the process. The Governor General of the Beast Pirates, Kaido of the Beasts, 4,611,100,000 berries.
So we've got here that Kaido, Big Mom, and Shanks are relatively have the same bounty in the same region. Blackbeard, he's the latest installment to the Yonko, so his bounty is a bit lower at the moment. But remember, this doesn't determine how strong they are.
Yeah.
It's the problems that they've
and the influence that they have,
yeah,
and the issues that they cause. But yeah,
what
it's
they can do.
Crazy stuff. Got a couple of other ones. Couple of legends.
Two other ones.
Couple of legends. Little for you guys. The captain of the Whitebeard Pirates, Edward Newgate, 5,046,000,000 berries. Crazy. The man who had the power to disrupt the world. That power now belongs to Blackbeard. Crazy.
Yeah.
You see the levels?
I was even thinking about
We've
that.
got a lot to go through at the moment. The captain of the Roger Pirates, the Pirate King, Gold Roger. We know him as Gol D Roger. 5,564,800,000 berries.
Now this was a while ago when you think about it. He passed on at that figure.
Crazy.
But now we've got the new Yonko steadily approaching that figure. We've also got the Shichibukai's bounties needing to be recalculated.
Because they're now back in the same playing field.
Yeah.
So how destructive are they? What kind of craziness are they going to cause? What issues are we going to have when we bring them back into the world?
Yeah.
Because they're going to about to mash up. They're about to get into a really violent fight with the Marines that they're coming after them. So with that destruction being said, those Marines are going to have a long, hard time. One thing I will say, and I will go back to this, there's a reason Roger got this kind of level of infamousy. But at the same time, we've got to also give credit to Roger and Garp for fighting these 3 Yonkos and the Rock's captain by themselves with whichever crew was with them. We don't even know who was in. We know Silvers was there. Silvers ready, but who else was with Roger at that point?
Yeah.
Who else was with Strong with Garp at that point?
Because we are, although we are
That's
leaving
a
out.
4-man versus 2 to 3.
Well, that we're aware of.
That we're aware
They
of.
also had Shiki.
You're right, they had a
They
lot.
had the Golden Line. They had Silver Axe,
Yes, Captain John,
and
Ochoku.
Ochoku.
Little bit of a background history. That's also known as Wang Zhi.
Yeah.
Famous pirate from the 16th century. You know, Oden like to throw us famous history pirates in the gem of it. Not sure if we're going to get any more on these individual pirates, but also through research and due diligence, Captain John was referenced in Thriller Bark because Moria stole his body and corpse and used it with one of the zombies. Was a very shadow of his former self, no pun intended, but it was not as impactful. But knowing he was a legendary pirate in itself just goes to show the levels. Moving on, SSG. Talk to me.
So we've been introduced to a special science group by Akainu. So they've been put in place, whether they've been there from before or just being created now, they've been put in place to develop something to replace the Shichibukai, which is what Fujitora brought to the table.
Now, when Akainu and Fujitora are having a discussion, Akainu was like, the balance of the powers are gone. Akainu is very one-set-minded, he doesn't really see the bigger picture. Fujitora said, you've not experienced the evil that comes with a Shichibukai, which is why you're so reluctant to understand why it was a necessity for it to be abolished. Now, he's referring to Crocodile, Doflamingo, and atrocities that they've created for that to have happened. Now, they've actually fallen. The other Shichibukai are the latter of the cause, although they don't mind, they've always been pirates anyway.
Yeah.
So for them, it's going back to their old ways.
Yeah.
And going back to the point where it doesn't really make a difference. I was already running around doing madness. Yeah. I'm going back to my whole mad style. Anyway, you think I'm weak? Let's go with that style. My thoughts on SSG, Kuma, what they've created with Kuma, as evil as it may be and as immoral as it may be, it's something of those lines, I would say, because he's a very clever individual, but I could be completely wrong and it could be completely something different to the point where it's not humanized, it's something very, very robotic, but it's just as powerful because they've taken away elements of people's devil fruits and embedded it into the robots. Potentially of Kuma, of the puppets of Kuma, or other ones, because remember Kuma had the light flash, which is orange light flash, so they could take another Akainus, they could take Fujitoras, they could take green balls, we don't know. Very, very powerful devil fruits, and then embed it into these SSG special science toys or robots, or whatever they may be, yet to be seen. And they could actually get involved in the capturing of the Shichibukai. Yeah. So we may actually get to see them sooner rather than later.
I mean, because if we're talking about, well, not all Shichibukai have devil fruits.
No. Yeah, regardless, but the power of them being who they are is a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, they could easily pair them up with something that is opposite.
Yeah, something to negate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. Just to test it out.
Yeah.
What do you think of Akainu when he said, we're not going near Wano?
Something massive is about to kick off.
And they don't want to touch it. Because Kaido and Big Mom's bounties combined are bigger than Whitebeards and Gol D Rogers. Combined. The fear of them being combined is what everyone factors into. So, that being said, why are they not targeting Wano?
Yeah, I mean...
That's why there's something else.
It runs me a question because allowing them to do that, if they're successful in what it is they want to achieve, they're only going to get stronger.
They're only going to do certain things to their level They're not going to do it for so long, but they're going to do it to achieve what they want. Like you're right, there's a certain objective and a goal. We don't have the resources, meaning we don't have enough strong people to go there. We don't have enough individuals who can give us enough strength to take over because we've got enough other things to deal with.
Yeah.
Or it's not our problem at the moment.
Yeah.
What is it that is making it crazy questions to ask? What do you guys think? Let us know down in the section below. Very, very interesting as to see what the Marines' actual take will be.
Yeah.
But it's going to lead us into something very nice, which it's more questions than answers because it's all about interpretation, right? Oden.
Kozuki Oden.
The one individual entity drawing factor that links all of these people together. Maybe I'm going a bit crazy and maybe I've heard it before, but I feel like it's familiar to me. But even if it isn't, he was a former division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. Mm-hmm. That being said, you said it earlier and you made a great point. He was a Marco the Phoenix. Did he encounter Marshal DTH? That's a side note, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Did he ever run in with Shanks? Side note, we don't know. Again, it's all speculation because no, Shanks is a different level. I don't think he may ever run in with Shanks. No, he actually might have. Because he got poached by Roger.
Yeah.
So the Roger Pirates had a clash with Whitebeard's Pirates and Oden got poached by Roger. Was it at this point?
Yeah, because that's a shift of cruise.
Was it before? Timelines are all a bit skewed. However, they did make that clear. He was poached.
Yeah, because he would, whether it be a thing of he was with the Whitebeards, decided to leave.
Yeah.
Then Roger came along, picked him up. That's what it sounded like within the story.
He may have stopped.
Yeah.
He was with the Whitebeard division commander. Then he said, "Look, I've got to go back to my family." He may have stopped for a bit, and then he may have gone back out. Yeah, it's difficult to say the timeline really because he may have other issues that he had to deal with in Wayne.
I mean, you know what could add here? I was just thinking about it. The knowledge, because Whitebeard ran under Roxy Xebec, right? Yeah. So that means Whitebeard has some knowledge.
No, Whitebeard's very knowledgeable.
On some hidden field.
Yeah, 100%. Now, but Whitebeard's intentions were never to use any knowledge. He just wanted to have a family. So that's fair. Yeah.
But Oden worked under him. Yeah. Which then means he would have some form of knowledge.
Oh yeah, of course. Which would play factor to Roger's last crusade and last cruise.
And who would serve very well in that crusade?
Someone with that amount of knowledge.
Oden.
Perfect. 100%. So there's different factors into it. Now, Sengoku and Akainu have a conversation. Do you think they're all linked? Why do you think he's such a huge factor? What is it about Oden that is drawing all these people into one place?
Yeah, what is it about Wano?
And Kozuki, it's a crazy guy. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, guys, and don't forget to share the video. The more you share, the more we grow.
Well, for now, from Concrete Saki Corner, it's
peace out.